Just the break.
Oh, okay.
The break will take you forward.
Okay. Okay, so one of the biggest issues that I always run into is with organization and finding concrete evidence. And for each essay, I'd introduce different strategies, but none really were sticking and wasn't as effective as I wanted it to be. And in R1A, we have a lot of student athletes, and this semester, my course theme happened to be sports and sports culture. So I started thinking about how athletes learn plays on the field. And learning plays can, of course, form habits that become second nature. And they start to maybe think critically about why they're making these plays and what the opponent may do once they do these plays. And also my student said this last quote, that she forms habits that allows her to run her own race. So that kind of points to autonomy, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So I wanted to connect this idea of plays with storyboards. And just very quickly, storyboards can be done many different ways. The Post-its are nice because, like plays, they can be moved around as the student moves through the essay. And you can use different colored Post-its. I think here the yellow was scene analysis from a documentary, and the pink was rhetorical analysis of those scenes. But you can use it for many different things, like the 3-level thesis, and it can be, of course, digital as well, like this, the one on the top. And so there are many different ways of doing it, but really I wanted it to be consistent throughout the semester, much like maybe repeated drills on the field. So I found that, of course, that they were able to produce better organized essays, and they were prepared. And just like I said before with athletes and learning plays, they started to question things and weigh evidence and predict counter-arguments through these visualizations. And again, they were able to kind of form these habits over time throughout the semester. And let's see, I gave a survey at the end of the semester, and a lot of them said that it was different from writing outlines, which were more like lists, and they felt very disconnected from it. And this one was nice to read. I didn't tell him to write this. He said that it facilitated a discussion with himself, that he was able to kind of ask questions and visualize the flow of ideas. And this one, of course, points to the need to have repetition, to do it more than just once. And she talked about having freedom, and this freedom maybe leads to self-analysis. And finally, as one student said, it's a unique tool because there's more than one way to create it. So she talked about using it in other classes, and so overall, I think that they were really able to take initiative and become autonomous learners through this. And what was really nice was that they actually used it when they started writing the essays. And they changed it, and they moved things around, and they really utilized it, which again led to forming these habits. And but maybe habits, this word habits, sounds kind of negative or has a negative connotation to it. For example, when I think about coaches giving athletes plays, it seems as though they have to just do that specific play and there's no flexibility. But in this case, they're really able to develop these core concepts through these visual components, and it led to self-reflection and real intention in their choices and responsibility in their choices. So I'm not really reinventing anything or creating anything new, but maybe just reinvigorating the storyboard and giving it more life and energy.